So last week we discussed about neoplasms. When you say neoplasm, in which there is an overproduction of new abnormal cells. Again, pag sinabi natin neoplasm, it comes from the term neoplasia, which means production of new but abnormal cells. So when we are talking about hematologic neoplasms, we are talking about leukemia. Okay? Sabi natin last week that leukemia, it is the cancer of the blood cell. Okay? It is the cancer of the blood cell which usually starts in the bone marrow. Okay, bakit sa bone marrow, sir? It's because, okay, the bone marrow is the source for our blood cells. Okay? The production of blood cells happen in the bone marrow. So anything that is happening in the bone marrow will also manifest in our peripheral blood smear. Okay? So tandaan, sabi din natin last week that the blood cells seen in leukemia are blasts. When say blasts, these are immature blood cells. Okay? So the blasts should not be seen in the peripheral blood smear. Okay? Dapat hindi nakikita sa peripheral blood. Okay? Kapag nag-extract tayo ng blood, okay, sa phlebotomy, ang nakukuha natin is ang peripheral blood. Okay? Normally, your blasts should not be seen in the peripheral blood smear. Kapag nakita kayo ng blasts, kagaya nito, okay, it means it is possible for leukemia or lymphoma, depending on the type of cell that is present here. Okay, so saan ba dapat normally nakikita ang blasts, sir? Only in the bone marrow. Okay, sabi natin that the bone marrow is the womb. Okay, the bone marrow is the womb of our blood cells. Okay, the bone marrow is the womb for our blood cells. So dapat lahat ng mga immature cells nandoon sa bone marrow. Okay, labas ng ating bone marrow dapat mature na. Okay. So now let's go to the discussion natin last week, yung different reasons bakit nagkakaroon ng hematologic neoplasms. Okay, so I will be introducing to you some concepts about neoplasms. So meron tayong term dito na oncogenes. Okay, we have a term here, oncogenes. So the oncogenes, okay, these are genes. Okay, these are genes that produce proteins. Okay, that produce proteins that signal uncontrolled cell growth. Okay, i-type ko ha. Oncogenes, these are genes that code for proteins that signal uncontrolled or that causes uncontrolled production of cells. Okay, again, the oncogenes, ito yung genes that code for proteins that cause pala, grammatically wrong, sorry. Okay, that cause uncontrolled production of cells. So basically, kapag activated ang oncogenes, okay, kapag activated ang oncogene, magkakaroon ng overproduction of cells that will increase to increased number of cells. Okay, it will result to increase number of cells. So kapag activated si oncogene, maraming cell ang napoproduce. May it be normal or abnormal, basta maraming mapoproduce na cell. Kaya napapansin nyo, magkakaroon ng tumor. Di ba, makita sa TV, maraming tumor. Kapag may tumor, oncogenes din ang reason nun. Kaya nagkaroon ng enlargement, kaya nagkaroon ng tumor, malaking mass. Yun yung product ng uncontrolled production of cells. So in the case of leukemia, okay, there is increased production of our cells dahil nga sa oncogenes. Okay, nasa chat box pala yung ating oncogenes na definition. Dito ko na lang tinype. Okay? And then we have tumor suppressor gene. Okay? Tumor suppressor gene. Now, the tumor suppressor gene, it is a gene. Okay? Gene that codes for proteins that regulate cell production. Okay, tumor suppressor gene, it is the gene that codes for protein that regulates cell production. Okay, it means, okay, kapag over na ang production ng cells ng katawan, anong gagawin ni tumor suppressor gene? Si tumor suppressor gene ang magsa-stop. Sabihin niya, oy, tama na ang pag-produce. Kasi sobra na. Okay? So, dapat balanse si oncogene at saka si tumor suppressor gene. So, sir, ano bang nangyayari sa ating cancer? In any cancer, what happens is the tumor suppressor gene is, okay, deactivated. Okay? The tumor suppressor gene, it is deactivated. Kaya, produce ng produce, si tumor suppressor gene, hindi niya masastop ang production. Okay, kaya sa mga types of cancer, there is overproduction of cell or proliferation of cells. Naintindihan ba? Or may question? Naintindihan ba ang difference ng tumor suppressor gene at saka oncogene? Okay, again, the oncogene is the one that codes for proteins that promote, okay, uncontrolled production of cells. Siya ano po pa-produce ng cells. Ang ginagawa naman ni tumor suppressor gene, siya ang nagpapastop, okay, kay oncogene. So in cases of cancer, the tumor suppressor gene is deactivated. Kaya produce ng cells kahit na abnormal na. Okay? Okay, let's proceed. So on the other hand, we also have caretaker genes. So the caretaker genes control the rate of mutation. So chromosomal translocation plays a major role, about 50% of hematologic malignancies. Okay? So most chromosomal translocation-induced neoplasms, okay, are restricted to a single lineage. Usually, okay, single lineage. Pag sinabing single lineage lang, pag myeloid, myeloid lang. Kapag lymphoid, lymphoid lang. Hindi siya myeloid and lymphoid all at the same time. Okay, kapag myeloid, myeloid lang. Lymphoid, lymphoid lang. Okay, just a recap. Ano nga ulit ang kasama sa ating myeloid cells, Mr. Lara? Hello? Mr. Lara? Mr. Lara? Sir? Mr. Lara? Hindi ka marinig, sir. Hindi. Naririnig niyo ba si Mr. Lara? Miss Balili, naririnig mo si Mr. Lara? Miss Balili? Hello? Hello?
Ako, sir. Mr. Kamar po, sir.
Narinig mo si Mr. Lara?
Ay, hindi, sir. Ako magsagot, sir.
Okay. Sige. Okay, what are the myeloid cells, Mr. Kamar?
Base sa akong natandaan, sir, is last time ang myeloid cells is, yun pa yung segmenters.
Okay, ano pa?
Red blood cells.
Ano pa?
Basophils, eosinophils, all red blood cells, red blood cells, platelets, all WBC except the lymphocyte kasi yung lymphoids, yun yung lymphocytes.
Ano nga, ulitin mo nga, sir? Sorry, sir, medyo choppy ka kanina eh.
Okay, sir. Myeloid po is first platelets, second red blood cells. Ang third is all WBC except the lymphocytes.
Okay. So when we're talking about the myeloid cells, okay, ito yung red blood cells. Tama si Mr. Kamar, red blood cells, monocytes, platelets, monocyte, neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Lahat yan under the myeloid origin. Sa lymphoid origin, we only have one, and that is the lymphocytes. So sanabi dito that the hematopoietic neoplasms are restricted to a single lineage. Meaning single lineage, pag myeloid, myeloid lang. Okay? Pag lymphoid, lymphoid lang. Hindi sabay. Okay? Napakamalas na akong ganun. Okay. So what are the different classifications? So we have ito. So under the World Health Organization na classification, we have CML, chronic neutrophilic leukemia, okay, chronic eosinophilic leukemia and hypereosinophilic syndrome, polycythemia vera, chronic idiopathic myelofibrosis, also known as primary myelofibrosis or primary myelofibrosis. Okay, and then we have essential thrombocythemia, and we have myeloproliferative diseases, unclassifiable. So we're going to discuss the following. Okay, meron pa pala sa MDS, MPD, we have CMML, the chronic myelomonocytic leukemia, atypical chronic myeloid leukemia, JMML. Ito yung sakit ni, I don't know if you are familiar with Courageous-Katie. Like Courageous-K. Kasi sikat siya sa, the kid who died of JMML. So, yun, out of an insect bite. So, we're going to discuss the following as we go on. Actually, itong mga concepts na ito, itong mga diseases na ito, this will be discussed in your hematology too. So, mga introduction na lang ibibigay natin, ha? Okay, so let's start with AML or acute myeloid leukemia. So let's say acute myeloid leukemia, okay, the problem here is in the myeloid origin. So under AML, we have different types of AML actually. So it's in your assignment. Okay, so this is just an introduction. So AML with different translocation or different chromosomal abnormalities. Okay, we have also AML with multilineage dysplasia. Okay, so we're going to discuss the following. Okay, so in the past, malignant leukemias and lymphomas were classified according to various approaches. First, we have the clinical course. We say clinical course, it is based on the symptoms of the patient. Also, acute or chronic. When we say acute, it is more dangerous. It is more deadly compared to chronic. Okay, kasi in acute, everything is abrupt. Everything is sudden. To the point na hindi kinakaya ating system. Okay? When we say chronic, this is a type of leukemia in which the patient survives for more than or many years. Also, primary site. Pag sabing primary site, kung saan nag-originate lymphoma ba or leukemia. So it's either myeloid or lymphoid. And also phenotype by FAB classification. FAB, by the way, that is French-American British classification. Okay, that is French-American British classification. Yes, we have a question here. Updated na po ba ang French-American British na classification compared sa World Health Organization? Yes, I'm going to discuss the difference. Wait lang. Tanggalin ko muna screen share so that I can... Actually, this is my favorite topic sa leukemia, sa hemato. This is in hemato kasi. This is my favorite part. And so, ito yung pinakamahirap kasi before, okay lang magkwento, saglit lang ha. Kasi sa internship namin nila Ma'am Yas, I don't know if you've seen the Book of Henry's, yung napakakapal na libro. During internship namin, every day kami nag-quiz, and one chapter, take note every day. So that is 5 times a week. Kasi pag Saturday, rotational report namin yan. Like, we are going to report all the tests that we perform, yung experience namin for the week sa isang section. Alam niyo ba ang isang chapter? One chapter, okay, nasa 30 to 40 to 60 pages per chapter. And take note, everyday quiz kami yan with during internship namin. Yun, ang pinakamahirap na chapter was with leukemia. Kasi mahaba, almost 70 to 80 pages yung leukemia that time. Pero mabait man sila Ma'am Yas, so ginawa nila natin sa dalawa. And para sa akin, ito yung pinakamahirap na concept when I was in college. Pero yun, na-challenge kasi ako kaya inaral ko yung leukemia. So anyway, this is my favorite concept na. Sorry hindi siya nailagay dito. I think hindi siya nailagay. So, imano-mano na lang natin. Okay, thank you for introducing the question, Mr. Lara. Wait lang. So we have two types of classification for AML. Dalawa kasing reading. One that is outdated and the other that is updated. Okay, ito yung ginagamit natin ngayon. We have the French-American British classification. Okay, and we also have the World Health Organization. Wait lang. Erase natin. By the way, just to inform you, marami tayo ngayon sa klase. It's because I merged the two sections ngayon. Gawa nga ng kami sa lab ngayon eh. Okay. So again, we have two. We have the FAB. Okay. And then we have the World Health Organization. So yung ginagamit natin today, okay, yan yung World Health Organization. Outdated na kasi itong French-American British classification. So ang criteria into differentiating the two classification of AML, ito yung ginagamit nila. Paano malaman, sir, kung anong klaseng AML? Or paano malaman, sir, if AML na ba? Okay. Now, first, let's start with the peripheral blood smear. Yung peripheral blood smear na identification or observation or testing. So, sino gumagawa ng PBS interpretation or PBS microscopy? That will be the hematologist only kasi we are not trained and we are not experts in the field. Marami kasi abnormal cells kahit na ako, mga blasts na hindi ko ma-identify at mahirapan ako ma-identify. So it needs extensive training and expertise para magbasa ng PBS. Although I have a background with PBS, minsan nag-uusap kami ng hematologist. Pag nagbabasa siya, kapag interesting yung case, pinapakita niya sa akin, tapos nagtatanong siya, nag-exchange kami ng ideas ng doktor. Kwento ko sa inyo nung last time, I helped diagnosing one patient na may leukemia. Kasi anong nangyari lang, I don't know if you know the batch of Miss Antap. Yung batch kasi ni Miss Antap, may isang student nagtatrabaho sa isang freestanding lab. Tapos yung mother ng doctor doon sa clinic nila, nagpa-lab yung mama niya doon sa lab nila. And then I was just the student was so fascinated with the result kasi nga very abnormal. Sinend niya sa akin yung result. And then I suggested na to run to have a PBS testing, okay, and also reticulocyte count. Kasi yung doctor, hindi kasi siya medtech by profession. I don't know. Sabi ko, ano ba sabi ng doktor? Sabi ko, tanong ko sa estudyante, sabi niya hindi niya alam kung ano. So, kaya yung estudyante ko, nag-ask siya sa akin. So, yun nangyari. My student sent me the results ng test. So, ito nangyari ito last February lang. This was when I was in Cagayan de Oro. I was invited by ano ngayon? Anong university ngayon? Xavier? Ay, no, Liceo. Liceo pala. Kasi Xavier is med school. Yung Liceo to conduct a lecture in hematology. So yun, tapos pinakita sa akin yung results. The first thing that I thought was megaloblastic anemia, aplastic anemia, and AML. Tapos yun na, nagsabi ako na pa-order ka ng, sabi mag-advise ka kay doc na ganito mga request, reticulocyte count, PBS testing. Tapos, iron. The next day, binigay na dumating yung result, sinend niya ulit sa akin yung result. Tapos, yun na, sabi ko, based on the result, feeling ko AML. So, i-advise na lang ang patient or advise yung doctor na magpa-bone marrow studies doon sa SPMC. So, yun yung advice niya. Pumunta sila doon sa SPMC para magpa-bone marrow biopsy. And then, luckily, I know, hindi siya luckily. And amazingly, the bone marrow biopsy showed na AML talaga. It confirmed na AML ang sakit ng patient. Wala lang. So, I was just fascinated na, parang we have the knowledge on concepts ba, which are also helpful, good. Tapos yun, na-amaze lang ako kasi I helped in diagnosing the patient. Wala lang. Anyway, share ko lang. Anyway, wala. Baka naman hindi ka nakikinig. Okay. So we have for French, American, British classification, World Health Organization. These are two classifications of AML. Okay. So in PBS, the criteria for FAB, okay, the criteria for FAB, the criteria for FAB dapat ang makita sa loob ay sa peripheral blood smear, okay, greater than 30% of blasts. Okay? Greater than 30% ng blast na makita dapat sa PBS. Okay? Pero, under the new classification, technically, this is not sensitive enough. So, sir, what if 29%? Pero ang appearance na kanyang PBS, puro parang leukemia. Okay, leukemic ang cells. But the FAB classification, ang blast percentage niya lang is 29, 28. Under FAB, hindi yan considered AML. But with our new classification, World Health Organization, binabaan para mas maging sensitive. Greater than 20% of blasts considered AML na. Okay, naintindihan? So, mas sensitive. So, yung 29% na nasa FAB, hindi leukemia, dito sa World Health Organization, leukemia. Okay? Aside from that, we also have cytochemical staining. Because cells have different, okay? Ang mga cells, may mga different yan na reactions to staining. Okay, yung pag-stain. Mga different cytochemical stains. Like we have, marami siya actually. I-mention ko lang, no need to write. I'm just going to say this out of trivial facts. So cytochemical stains natin, we have myeloperoxidase, periodic acid shift, alpha-naphthyl acetate, alpha-naphthyl butyrate, factor VIII antibodies. Okay? We also have Sudan Black B pa pala, Sudan Black B. So yun yung ating mga cytochemical stains. Basing on the staining reaction, Okay? We will be able, or the pathologist will be able to know what type of cell yung blast. Kasi kung titingnan mo kayo na, di ba, yung blast, kung titingnan mo yung nasa picture dito, sorry ha, ayan, you cannot identify this one. Ano ba ito, sir? Monocyte, lymphocyte? Okay, kasi yun nga problema with blast. It is very difficult to differentiate. That's why we also use cytochemical staining. Okay, chemical reactions. Okay, staining reactions. For us to know what is the type of leukemia. Okay, so cytochemical stains, we also use that for FAB, and then we also do that for World Health Organization. Okay, next we have molecular studies. So nakita nyo kanina yung mga translocation, that is molecular study already. Okay, is it done in FAB? No. Is it done in World Health Organization? Classification? Yes. Okay, another, cytogenetic testing. It is not done in FAB, but it is done in World Health Organization. Okay, cytogenetic testing. Another, we have immunophenotyping. Immunophenotyping, we use antibodies to identify. Kasi di ba sabi ko sa inyo, yung mga cells natin merong IDs. Okay, merong identification yan. So that is the use of our HLA, or human leukocyte antigen. Okay, another thing, ay also mga antigenic markers natin. So yun yung sa immunophenotyping. Like for example, okay, for example, one CD marker of lymphocyte. Okay, lymphocyte. T lymphocyte is CD4. Now, in immunophenotyping, for example, you're going to use anti-CD4 to detect T lymphocytes. Kapag nag-positive sa anti-CD4, meaning may lymphocytosis or may lymphoma. Okay? So that is the use of immunophenotyping. You use antibodies to detect antigen markers na nasa cell. Okay, kapag nakadetect, may CD4, may CD8, this is T lymphocyte. This is lymphoma. Okay? So in FAB, walang immunophenotyping. Sa World Health Organization, meron. So napansin nyo, the difference between the two, mas specific sa World Health Organization. Bakit? May molecular testing. Okay? Meron din cytogenetic testing. We also have immunophenotyping. This will be, or this test, are specific. So madali mo ma-identify. Okay? Whereas in FAB, wala. So, the more specific classification for AML, we have the World Health Organization. Do you understand? Hello? May questions ba?
Yes.
May mga question? Hello? Wala? Miss Balili, may question ka, ma'am? Ay, wala na estudyante. Mr. Kamar? Sir Kamar?
Sir?
May question ka, sir?
Wala po, sir.
Mr. Lara, did I answer your question?
Ay, well, anong kaiba nitong tatlo, sir? Ay, itong molecular cytogenetics, sir. Di ba ang molecular studies, yan, di ba yung sabi mo, sir, ng mga isochromosomes, yung mga ring chromosomes, sir?
Oh, when we say molecular studies, okay, we are going to detect abnormalities sa ating chromosomes. Abnormalities lang. A deeper study ng molecular studies, we have cytogenetics. Kasi doon na natin makikita ng translocation, doon na natin ito ma-identify. Ito nakita, cytogenetic testing, dito mo na makikita yung lahat. Molecular testing will only tell you, okay, sa molecular testing will only tell you kung ano ang mga genes na present. Like for example, may PML, RARA gene. Okay, makita din, may BRCA gene ka. So that is molecular. Okay, you are going to detect genes. Okay, na nakikita mo sa iyong blood na possible risk of leukemia. Cytogenetic testing is deeper para malaman kung ano klaseng problem. So yun makita translocation 821, translocation 922. Okay? Okay. My question daw, if mass specific cellular organization, nga si FAB man ang ginagamit para mag-identify or myeloid or lymphoid. Actually, ma'am, itong classification na ito, ma'am, okay, we have a classification here. Okay? This was the first classification that is of, okay, our AML. Okay, ito yung first classification natin, ma'am. Ngayon, para mas specific ang diagnosis, pinartner or binakapan ng World Health Organization. Kasi kung AML lang, ang FAB lang, ito lang makikita mo. Ito lang. Ito lang. Okay? At saka, yung sabi ko sa inyo, ipapakita lang yung cytochemical staining. For example, M1 or the acute myeloid leukemia with maturation, without maturation, sorry. Sure. Oh, they say love is clear to see. Ay, sorry. Diyan na pala kayo. Why do we use FAB? Okay, the FAB was the first classification. Because technically, okay naman talaga ang FAB. Okay? Kasi sa FAB, malalaman natin ang itsura ng PBS, and we also have cytochemical stain. Pero yun lang yung FAB, hanggang doon lang. Makikita mo, okay, greater than 30% of blast. Greater than 30% of blast. And then, cytochemical stain for M1, acute myeloid leukemia without maturation. Okay, for example, ito na staining reaction ha. Okay, staining reaction niya is MPO positive, myeloperoxidase positive, Sudan black B positive. Okay? Excuse me. Okay? And specific esterase positive. Okay, for example, for M1, yun yung staining characteristics niya. MPO positive, Sudan black B positive. Okay? And specific esterase positive. Okay? The specific esterase is alpha-napsol ASD chloroacetate. Okay? Ngayon, hanggang doon lang ang ating AML. Kapag FAB. Ngayon, because of deeper studies, the scientists would want to know bakit nagkaroon ng ganitong type of leukemia. Ano ang reason bakit ganito yung type of leukemia? So that yung product na kanilang studies, ito na yun. Nakita nila, may translocation sa ganitong gene. May inversion sa ganitong gene. So that is the use of the World Health Organization. Kumbaga, para nga sa mga diseases natin, Down syndrome. Ay, Down syndrome, bakit ganito yung itsura nila? Bakit may congenital anomalies? Bakit may heart problem? Okay? Bakit may facial dysmorphism? Okay? Kaya yun na, para malaman, okay, nag-study sila molecularly, cytogenetically. Na pag ganito pala, ganito ang translocation. Para ang lahat ng drugs, yung mga drug formation, ang pwede nila i-target is yung mismong chromosomal abnormality. Yun. Ganun yung purpose ng molecular cytogenetic testing. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, according to, alam niyo naman, I'm taking masters, di ba? Sabi ng professor ko sa masters na other countries are already using genomic mapping or genetic mapping. In which, for example, okay, one of the family members nagka-AML. Ang ginagawa daw abroad, okay, pag isa nagka-leukemia, ngayon yung buong pamilya itetest for genetics. Iti-check kung sino din merong ganong anomaly para mas madaling ma-prevent, mas madaling maagapan. Yun. So yung mga genetic, like for example, may family member ka na may Alzheimer's. Okay? Ang ginagawa sa abroad, pwede sila mag-test. Okay? Nagpupunta sila sa molecular lab, magpapatest sila para magpa-screen kung ikaw or siya meron bang Alzheimer's gene. So para ma-prevent or ma-manage or alam na kung anong gagawin pag nangyari yon. So this is the purpose of genetic mapping. Kaya nga mas advanced, di ba? Mas astig. Early detection. Kasi marami tayo, most of our pag-genetic abnormalities kasi mostly hereditary. Huntington's, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Ganon. Did I answer your question, Ms. Montemayor? Or do I make sense?
Yes, sir.
Bakit malungkot ka, ma'am? Parang hindi ka sasagot, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another question, wala pa po ba yan sa Philippines, sir, kahit sa mga sikat na hospital? Actually, we have molecular laboratories, okay, but not in UPPGH, meron silang molecular lab. Hindi ko lang alam yung iba. I don't know if meron din sa SLMC or St. Luke's Medical Center. But I know in UPPGH meron. Pero hindi kasi norm dito sa atin. Sa third world country, yung mga ganun, hindi norm. Okay? Bakit? Kasi ang mga funds natin, may financial instability tayo, and of course, ang ating technology, hindi ganun ka-competitive with first world countries. Kaya sa kanila, sa atin, malimit lang. Yung mga major heart surgery nga, di ba? Mga major heart surgery, saan pa dinadala? Either Cebu or Manila. Okay, kasi nga, ganun, konti lang yung resources. Konti lang din yung specialists. Did I answer your question, Mr. Lara? Okay. So ito na yung AML classification natin. This is according to FAB. Okay. So we have acute AML, minimally differentiated. Okay. Next, AML without maturation. Next, AML with maturation. Okay. So itong gagawin natin. Try natin memorize ha. Na-try niyo memorize? Hindi, kasi mahirap. Okay. Bigyan ko kayo ng mnemonics. Okay. Ang tatandaan natin, M0, M1, M2. Yung mga major muna tayo ha. Wala muna tayong subvariant. M3, M4, okay, M5, M6, M7. Okay, ito yung major natin AML. So we have 8 types, okay, major classifications of FAB. We have M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. Okay, ang i-memorize natin is yung M0 lang. Are you here with me? Lalabas to sa exam. Klaro? Okay, M0. Ito lang pinaka-memorize nyo. AML, minimally differentiated. Kaya na talaga i-memorize nyo. AML, minimally differentiated. M0. Okay, next, M1. M1 tayo. M1, AML, okay. Pag 1, isa lang. Naintindihan? AML, walang maturation. M2, dalawa na. May AML na, may maturation pa. Klaro? Again, M1, pag isa lang, 1, dahil isa lang. AML lang, walang maturation. M2, dalawa na, may AML na, may maturation pa. AML with maturation. Next, M3. Okay, 3, tatlo. Okay? Okay. 3. Tatlo. APL. Acute promyelocytic leukemia. Tatlo, 3 letters. Acute promyelocytic leukemia. It is also associated with 3 letters. DIC. Disseminated intravascular coagulation. That is a type of a bleeding problem. Okay? Isa-chat ko sa ating chat box yung spelling. Disseminated intravascular coagulation. This is a type of a bleeding disorder. Okay? Bleeding disorder due to decrease in platelets. Due to overactivation. Activation of coagulation. That led to decreased platelets and coagulation factors. Okay. Disseminated intravascular coagulation, okay, is a type of a bleeding disorder. Bakit nagkaroon ng bleeding, sir? Because your body is bleeding, is clotting and bleeding at the same time. Ang unang nangyari is there's an overactivation of your bleeding, of your clotting mechanism sa katawan. Okay, nagka-clot ang buong katawan mo, or not technically nagka-clot, nagkukumpul. Meaning your coagulation factors are activated. At dahil na-activate ang coagulation factor mo, nawala ng bisa. It led to decrease, okay, coagulation factors. And because your coagulation is extremely activated, yung platelets bumaba. Una, grabe ang clotting mechanism mo. Naubos na yung mga clotting factors mo at saka yung platelet, nag-bleed ka na naman. So that is disseminated intravascular coagulation. Naintindihan ba? So basically, your body is, or sa buong katawan mo, activated ang clotting mechanism. After na-activate ang clotting mechanism, naubos yung mga coagulation factors mo and platelets, nag-lead na to bleeding. Kasi wala nang magkocontrol ng bleeding mo kasi naubos na ang platelets, naubos na ang coagulation factors, nag-lead to bleeding. Okay, that's associated with acute promyelocytic leukemia or APL. Again, 3 letters. Okay, acute promyelocytic leukemia. Also associated with 3 letters as well, DIC. Claro? Next, M4. 4 letters. AMML. Acute myelomonocytic leukemia. AMML. Acute myelomonocytic leukemia. Also known as Naegeli's monocytic leukemia. Do you follow? Sir Kamar, do you follow, sir? Ay, wala na. Miss Montemayor?
Sir.
Sir.
Para lang may kausap ako. Kasi parang wala nang gustong kumausap sa akin. Okay. AMML, also known as Naegeli apostrophe S, monocytic leukemia. Okay. Next, we have M5. Okay. Sa M5, acute monocytic leukemia. Para tandaan ko lang, kasi di ba dito sa M4, myelomono. So from myelo, okay, transition na natin yan to monocytic. Myelomono, next is monocytic na. Okay? So M5 is acute monocytic leukemia, also known as Schilling's leukemia. Do you follow, Ms. Montemayor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Makilang, naintindihan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Maderable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Acute monocytic leukemia, tandaan M5. From myelomono, palatandaan ko lang ito kasi mayelo mono ako nag-end. So tapos na yung mayelo, mono na naman. Okay? Also known as Schilling's leukemia. Sir, paano natin maalala, sir? Mamaya na. I-discuss mo natin isa-isa ha. Next, M6, acute erythroleukemia. Number 6. Okay, palatandaan natin dyan. 6 syllables. Erythroleukemia. 6 syllables. Erythroleukemia. 6 syllables for acute erythroleukemia, also known as M6. Okay? Also known as the Guglielmo syndrome. Ay, nakakamiss ang review. Ay, nagre-review naman, pero nakakamiss na. Yung harap-harapan. Ito rin kasi yung tinuturo ko sa review center kapag ini-invite ako. Ay, makamiss. Okay, also known as the Guglielmo syndrome. 6 letters ay 6 syllables. Erythroleukemia. Next, M7, acute megakaryocytic leukemia. Sabi natin last week, what is the largest cell in the bone marrow? Miss Maderable? The largest cell in the bone marrow is?
Monocyte, sir.
Bone marrow, ma'am. Not in the peripheral blood circulation. Miss Mother Drops. Okay, the largest cell in the bone marrow, tandaan that is the megakaryocyte. Okay? The largest cell in the peripheral blood circulation, monocyte. Okay? The largest cell, okay, in the bone marrow, that is the megakaryocyte. So tandaan, M7, that is the largest numbers ating AML classification. So what is the largest cell in the bone marrow? Megakaryocyte. So acute megakaryocytic leukemia. Okay, next, continue tayo sa palatandaan natin. Balik tayo sa M4. M4, Naegeli's monocytic leukemia. Sir, paano natin maalala, sir, that M4 is Naegeli's monocytic leukemia? Okay, let's go with letter N. Letter N, inverted letter N, ito ang labas. Okay, pag in-invert mo yung letter N, ganito yung labas. Okay, looks like number 4. Okay, klaro? Next, Schilling's leukemia, number 5. The letter S looks like number 5. Palatandaan pa. Di ba meron tayo, I don't know if napansin niyo or naabutan niyo ito. Di ba minsan paghapon, hinihintay natin na si Manong Sorbitero. Di ba may ice cream, dirty ice cream na naglalako na tag 5 lang. Okay? So ano yung sabi ni Manong Sorbitero na nagbebenta ng ice cream na tag 5 lang? Shilling, 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 shilling. Ayun, so that is Schilling's leukemia. Okay? Next, we have M6. M6, number 6, the letter G in the Guglielmo syndrome looks like number 6. Okay, tandaan na, Naegeli's leukemia, yung letter N, kung invert mo ang letter N, mukhang or mirrored, letter N looks like number 4. So it's Naegeli's monocytic leukemia, also known as acute myelomonocytic leukemia. Schilling's leukemia, okay, M5, anong sabi ni Manong Sorbitero na nagbibenta ng tag 5 na dirty ice cream? Shilling, 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 shilling. Okay, next we have M6. M6, also known as the Guglielmo syndrome. Again, the letter G looks like number 6. Okay, start tayo. Okay? Sige. Balik tayo. So, tanggalin natin yung ating kopya. So, let's start with M0. Sabi natin, yun yung ating i-memorize lang. Okay, M0, AML, minimally differentiated. Okay, let's start with M1. Okay, isa lang. So, AML lang without maturation. Next, M2, AML plus maturation. Number 3, 3 letters, acute promyelocytic leukemia. Also associated with 3 letters as well, disseminated intravascular coagulation, which is a bleeding disorder which results from overactivation of the coagulation system, leading to a decrease in platelets and coagulation factors. Next, M4, 4 letters. Acute myelomonocytic leukemia, also known as Naegeli's monocytic leukemia, because the number N, mirroring the letter N, looks like number 4. M5, from myelomono to M5, acute monocytic leukemia. And it is also known as Schilling's leukemia. Okay, bakit? Ano nga ulit yung sabi ni Manong Sorbitero na nagbenta ng dirty ice cream? Okay, Schilling. Okay, next, M6, 6 syllables. Acute erythroleukemia, also known as de Guglielmo syndrome, because the letter G looks like number 6. And ano ang sabi ni M4, M5, M6 para sa mga estudyanteng hirap ngayon sa pag-aaral, financially and academically? Okay, ang sabi ni M4, M5, M6, you never say die. Okay, yan ang life lesson sa atin ni M4, M5, M6. That amidst any problem, financially, academically, heart problem, okay, or friend problem, okay, or mind problem, or yun na, sabi ko na lahat, or spiritual problem, okay, M4, M5, M6 says, you never say die. And of course, we have M7. 7 is the largest number sa ating AML classification. And what is the largest number, what is the largest cell in the bone marrow? That is the megakaryocyte. So M7 is acute megakaryocytic leukemia. Okay, may question ba sa AML classification?
Wala, sir.
Bakit parang malungkot ka? Parang malungkot ka. Malungkot ba kayo sa pinag-uusapan natin?
Wala man, sir. I did.
Bakit kayo malungkot? Smile naman! Okay.
Happy kayo niyo, sir.
Oo, hindi halata, ma'am. Grabe, sobrang saya. Smile ka nga, Miss Constantino. Sige na, alam nyo ba, ang pampagana lang sa mga sa every week ko na klase, mga estudyante ko lang. Ito minsan nakakainis, minsan nakakasaya, pero yun, exciting talaga ang klase. Alam nyo ba ang schedule ko ngayon? 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. 7 a.m. ko nag-reports kasi nga nag-skeletal workforce me. So, nagano naman ako na. So, 7 to 7:30 kasi may klase na. Plus, on call. Minsan tinatawagan ako ng 1:00, 2:00, 3:00. Okay? Kasi may admission. And for collection. For swab collection. Ayun. So, Miss Constantino, smile ka nga. Kaya na lang yung pampagana ko. Tapos, kahit nyo ba?
Oo, sir.
Mag-healing ka, sir.
Siling. Uy, ang hirap kaya. Totoo, 7 a.m. to 7:30. Tapos, actually, may time ako last week. Ay, nung 18. Tinawagan ako around 12 midnight. Kasi nga may nagsaswab kasi kami sa hospital. So, before kami mag-admit, may rapid antigen testing kami. So, ako nagsaswab on call. 12 midnight. Nakauwi ako 3:00. Okay, so nung nakatulog na ako, tinawagan ulit ako ng 4:00. Kasi may mga admissions na naman. Nakauwi ako 7. Uwi ako para maligo lang, magbihis at kumain. Bumalik ulit ako sa laboratory para sa AM shift. Oh, so ano na dyan? Smile nga dyan, Big. Miss Ocampo, smile nga. Oh. Ayan ba? Okay. Good morning. May question. Sir, may subject ka po sa amin sa second sem. I don't know kung ano ang final subjects ko next sem. I know you don't want to see me anymore. Pero hindi ko alam kung meron akong klase sa inyo. Pero usually na in-handle ko na subject, usually handle ko na subject is either hematology, bacteriology, tapos ano pa ba? Clinical chemistry. Yun usually na hinahawakan ko. Kasi yun na. So I don't know if I will be your teacher. Depende na yan kung bibigyan pa ako ni Ma'am Dalig ng load. Kasi alam ko talaga hindi talaga maganda ang performance ko this sem. Kasi nga nahihirapan ako sa grabe ang pressure ngayon ng hospital kasi. But anyway, kinakaya naman. So hindi ako usually hindi ako nakapag-reply on time. Yung assignment hindi ko na-check on time. Yung assignment hindi ko na-post on time. Grabe talaga. Pero sige lang. I don't know if may subject ako next sem sa inyo or if I will have any subject at all. Joke lang. Pero meron akong subject, I don't know kung ano ang subject ko sa next sem. But if, for example, if you have bacteriology or kung bacteriology or parasitology, baka ibigay sa akin. Depende lang. So anyway, continue tayo. Kung walang question at kung masaya na kayo, parang sayang, sir. Wala kang i-send mo na lang yung picture mo sa group natin, Miss Garcines. Para makita natin yung smile mo sa shilling. Okay, so let's continue, So 2001, World Health Organization published its integrated classification, which is becoming the standard classification of the whole. Dito pala. Sorry, dito pala. Ayan, so we have World Health Classification of leukemias, so stratified to lineage-specific types, and characterized into clinically significant subgroup. Ayan. So ito na yung mas mahirap, mas OA, na classification na ating leukemia. But don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Hindi ko ito isasali sa exam, itong classification na ito. Ang magiging focus natin sa classification is yung FAB. Okay, FAB lang tayo kasi nakaka-stress. Kahit ako, to be honest, hindi ko memorize ang classification ng WHO kasi ang dami ng mga numbers eh. So, I will not give you the burden. Ito mga ganito, sa hemato nyo na makikita. Yeah, so the goal of this chapter is to describe the hematologic malignancies according to World Health Organization, cross-referencing with FAB as occasionally listed. If kapoy naka-sir, pag-shilling na lang. Oy! Hala, birthday pala ni Miss Leong. Miss Leong, happy birthday, ma'am. Wait lang ha. Saglit lang. Wait lang, ma'am. Saglit lang po. Wait lang, ma'am, ha. Ay, wala siya dito. May papakita ko sa inyo.
Kung sayo daw ni Nazra, sir.
Wait lang. Ay, marami pa. Okay. Okay, our last topic before we end, dito tayo sa chronic myelogenous leukemia, ha? Okay, dito tayo. Okay, so in CML, so dito na tayo sa chronic myeloproliferative diseases, MPDs kung tatawagin. Pag sinabi nating MPD, okay, from the term itself, myelo, so anong involved na cells? Only the myeloid in origin. Proliferative, meaning there's an increased production. So in myeloproliferative disorders, okay, in myeloproliferative neoplasms, another name, okay, meaning there is an increased production of the myeloid cells. Again, as mentioned kanina, the myeloid cells, we have the red blood cells, okay, the white blood cells, the platelets. Under white blood cells, we have the neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, and monocytes, not including the lymphocyte. Now, in CML, please take note that, okay, meron tayong translocation or meron tayong cytogenetic problem in our CML. Ayoko ng online ang handaan, ma'am. Hatod.com lang, ma'am. Thank you, Daan, Miss Leong. Hatod.com lang ha, dili lang sa lab. Thank you. Okay. So in CML, okay, it is characterized by increased production of neutrophils. Okay, so result natin sa sa CML, there's increase of the myeloid cell line, but with the predominance of neutrophils and neutrophil blasts. Sorry. Okay, tanda na, in CML, mataas ang production ng myeloid cells, but with the predominance of neutrophils and blasts. May blast natin. Titingnan natin dito, ito yung blast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mga itong dito itsura, blasts yan. Ito, blast yan. Makita nyo na maraming neutrophils na na-produce. May mga eosinophils din. This is your eosinophil. Eosinophil din ito. Okay. Alam niyo ba itsura ng mga white blood cells? So before ko na lang ipakita ko na sa inyo ang itsura ng white blood cells, ha? Don't worry, walang porn dyan. So, walang kayong titignan ng porn. Ayan. Okay, tingnan yung itsura ng mga cells natin. Okay. This is the lymphocyte. This is the monocyte. The basophil, eosinophil, neutrophil, platelets, red blood cells, and band cell. Yung band cell natin, okay, it is a type of a neutrophil. Pero, it is less mature. Okay? Less mature ang neutrophil ay ang ating band cell. Okay? Less mature ang ating band cell. So, para malaman ng less mature cell, tignan natin yung neutrophil. Ilan ang kanyang lobe? Okay? 1, 2, 3. 3 lobes ang ating neutrophils. Ang band cell, ilan lang? 1, 2. Okay? The more segments, the more mature. The more lobes, the more mature. Klaro? Okay? Basta ito yung neutrophil, 1, 2, 3 lobes. Basophil, makikita mo, may segments yan pero natabunan na ating mga granules. And then we have the eosinophil, 2 lobes pa rin. And then we have red-orange na stain. That is because of the granules. This is the lymphocyte. The monocyte, which is the largest cell in the peripheral blood circulation. We have the red blood cells, of course, and the platelets. Okay? So, So kung makikita natin dito sa CML, yun po di bang may 3 lobes na WBC, sir, no? Yes, that is the neutrophils. Okay. So makikita nyo dito, kasi ito yung eosinophils natin. Ito mga masyadong malalaki na hindi ma-identify, those are blasts. Neutrophils natin, ayan yung malaki. 1, ayan, 2, 3. Okay, mga neutrophils yan. So in CML, okay, there's increased production of the myeloid cell line with the predominance of neutrophils and blasts. Tandaan niyo na, kasi yan yung way na ma-differentiate natin si CML from CNL. CNL is the chronic neutrophilic leukemia. Okay? So characterized by abnormal but effective hematopoiesis. Effective means nakaka-produce pa ito ng mature cell. Nakaka-produce ng tamang number of cells. So, pag may production ng red blood cells, may production ng white blood cells, may production ng platelets. Okay, that is effective erythropoiesis. Okay, so it presents with hepatosplenomegaly. Hepatomegaly meaning enlarged liver. Splenomegaly, enlarged spleen. So bakit, sir, nagkakaroon ng hepatosplenomegaly? Diba sabi natin ang mga cells natin may lifespan? Okay? So, lahat ng cells na ito dadaan sa ating liver, dadaan sa spleen. Okay? Saan ang graveyard ng mga cells na ito? Nasa spleen. So that's why tataas or lalaki ang spleen. Because maraming cell ang nag-deposit doon sa spleen. Okay, so that is hepatosplenomegaly. Hepatomegaly because overactive si liver. Bakit? Kasi kailangan niya mag-produce ng components para sa erythropoiesis or sa cell production. Kailangan niya mag-produce ng proteins, kailangan niya mag-produce or i-release yung mga iron para panggawa sa mga cells natin. Because of the hyperactivity of these organs, magkakaroon ng enlargement of these organs. Okay? So, because there is an increase, diba sabi, myeloproliferative. Myelo means myeloid cells. Proliferative means increased production. So, the bone marrow is hypercellular. See, hypercellular, maraming cells ang napoproduce. Just like this one. Okay? Hypercellular, halos, diba, makita mo, halos dikit-dikit na lahat ng cells. I'm going to show you a normal bone marrow. Papakitan ko kayo ng normal bone marrow, ha? Okay, yung bone marrow na walang sakit. Yung bone marrow na hindi nasaktan. This is a bone marrow smear. Napapansin nyo? Okay, ayan ito yung ating megakaryocyte. Makita niyo yung ating mga other cells. Mapansin nyo, hindi masyado siksik. Okay? Unlike dito, okay, tingnan na. Remember that one. Tingnan natin yung sa ating bone marrow smear na may leukemia. Tingnan nyo, napakadami, dikit na dikit. Okay? So, yun yun. Mature cells, okay? Nakaka-produce ng mature cells without dysplasia. Dysplasia means abnormal appearance, abnormal function. Abnormal appearance, abnormal function. Pag sinabing dysplasia. So, about 15 to 20%. Okay, in common ages, 50 to 59 years old. Sabi nga natin, pag chronic myelogenous, nakakaya lang ng katawan. So, the patient will live longer. Unlike AML or acute myeloid leukemia, short lang ang lifespan ng tao. Kasi mas aggressive pag acute. So presenting features of CML. So high white blood cell count, fatigue, night sweats, splenomegaly. So in this, the translocation, okay, is in chromosome 922, okay, with the short arm 3-4 and Q11.2. So the merging, okay, of the two translocations is at the BCR8. Live to see, oh darling, stay with me. Okay, so ang BCR gene, this is in chromosome 9, the ABL1 gene that is in chromosome 22. So this translocation is what we know the Philadelphia chromosome. Okay, that is the Philadelphia chromosome. Translocation in chromosome 922. Okay, that is the Philadelphia chromosome. Okay. So it is a multi-lineage disease. Sabi natin kanina, it is a multi-lineage disease. Bakit? Kasi mag-i-increase ang ating maraming white blood cells, okay, but with the predominance of the neutrophils and blasts. So mag-increase si red blood cell, mag-increase si white blood cell, but the red blood cell is not that increased. Ang titingnan talaga natin is the white blood cell. Mataas ang white blood cell count, mataas ang mga differential count ng different white blood cells. So meaning mataas si neutrophil, mataas din si eosinophils, meron din si basophils. So this is the translocation, okay, between the BCR-ABL gene. So the abnormal fusion of this gene generates, okay, the protein 210, okay? So the protein 210 that enables the increased production of the cells, okay? So bali, because of this one, na-activate si tyrosine kinase. Si tyrosine kinase, okay, the tyrosine kinase, that is an enzyme that stimulates increased production of cells. Okay, kaya papansin mo, in chronic myelogenous leukemia, okay, or in CML, excuse me, okay, in CML, there is an increased production of cells. That's because of the enzyme tyrosine kinase. Okay, so this fusion here, that will signify or stimulate the production of the tyrosine kinase, which will induce the production of cells. So the testing for our chronic myelogenous leukemia, so CBC with increased all types of granulocytes, that's basophil, eosinophil, neutrophil. Again, ang granulocyte natin yung tatlo: basophil, eosinophil, and neutrophil. Ang agranulocytes natin, we have the monocytes and the lymphocytes. Monocytes and the lymphocytes. So again, the translocation, it's in ABL1 gene chromosome 9 and BCR gene in the chromosome 22. It must be differentiated with leukemoid reaction. Okay, sir, what is leukemoid reaction, sir? Leukemoid reaction, this is a type of white blood cell increase. Okay, the WBC count is 50 times 10 raised to the power of 9 per liter. Okay. Again, 50. Ano bang normal, sir, range natin for white blood cell? only 4.5 to 11.5 times 10 raised to the power of 9 per liter. Okay? Ayan. So so how to differentiate, sir, how to differentiate leukemoid reaction from CML? You use lab score. That's leukocyte alkaline phosphatase. I-chat leukocyte. Uy, third year na ba kayo? Pang third year na ito ah. Di pa nga ito natuturo sa third year. Kasi sa HEMA 2 pa ito. Another way to differentiate the leukemoid reaction in CML is with the leukocyte alkaline phosphatase. Because in CML, the lab score is low. In leukemoid reaction, the lab score is high. Okay? Staining reaction din ito. Pero hindi natin mag-discuss ng staining sa HEMA 2 na. Okay? Napaka-complex na yan para sa inyo. Okay? Basta it must be differentiated with leukemoid reaction. Leukemoid reaction, it is a WBC count of greater than 50 times 10 to the power of 9 per liter. How to differentiate? Using leukocyte alkaline phosphatase. CML, low ang lab score. Leukemoid reaction, high lab score. By the way, last na lang talaga kasi ayoko hindi ko mapigil ang sarili ko. Your leukocyte alkaline phosphatase, it is used to detect neutrophils. Mature neutrophils. Mature neutrophils. Sir, bakit mataas ang lab score ng leukemoid reactions? Because in leukemoid reaction, the neutrophils produced, okay, are mature. Segmenters na talaga. Okay? In CML, we have blasts. So, kaya mababa ang lab score. Naintindihan? Mr. Kamar, naintindihan? Wala sir, Mr. Kamar. Birthday girl? Miss Leong? Wala. Karo?
Sir.
Wala naman.
Sir.
Oh, hello?
Sir.
Naintindihan?
Sir.
Oh, yes.
Kasi ito, sir, pag sa CML, baba, sir, no? Kay Blas?
Oh, mababa ang lab score.
Pag
Okay.
CML,
Oo.
kay Blas. Tapos
Oo,
sa,
kasi may
sa,
leukemoid reaction, taas. Iwalay blast ang leukemoid reaction. Because ang dinidetect natin dito sa lab score, mature neutrophils, mature segmenters. So dahil in leukemoid reaction, puro mature lahat, so mataas ang lab score. In CML, dahil may blast, mababa ang lab score. Okay, last. So the drug of choice is imatinib mesylate. I-completuin natin na imatinib mesylate. This is a targeted drug. Bakit? It targets the Philadelphia chromosome. It targets the Philadelphia chromosome. Sir, is it possible na may CML pero Philadelphia chromosome negative? Yes. Philadelphia chromosome positive, CML. Good prognosis. Bakit good prognosis, sir? Because you can use the targeted drug. Pag sabing good prognosis, good chance of survival, good chance of recovery. Why? Kasi targeted yung drug. So you can use imatinib mesylate to destroy the actual chromosome. Sir, what if Philadelphia chromosome negative? Bad prognosis. Okay. Usually, ang treatment na ginagamit na is radiation. Pero, hindi maganda ang survival ng patients with negative Philadelphia chromosome. Okay? So, do you have questions? Kasi para next week na itong iba. May questions ba? Questions?
Sir,
Yes, Miss Constantino. Yes, ma'am.
ay na ano lang ko sir ba, di ba pag ba ang isa ka tao sir may leukemia good sir. Tapos, di ba naagapan sir, may possibility ba sir, possible ba nga magbalik to sir or dili na?
There is a possibility of recurrence, yes. Okay, kapag for example, kasi nga, it is genetic. There is a possibility that it will recur. Yeah, may possibility. At nakakatakot pag may recurrence. Why? Because the disease will be more aggressive than yung initial niya na diagnosis.
Kasi,
Other questions? Bakit? But I'm not saying that it will recur. There's a chance of recurrence kasi nga genetic problem. So depende na yan din yan sa assessment ng doktor. Tandaan niyo, all cancers have chances of recurrence. May mga cancers na pwedeng bumalik. Okay? May mga cancers na hindi. Lalo na kapag mga surgical cancers, yung mga surgery cases, pag nakuha na lahat ng tumor cells or ng cancer cells, less chance of recurrence o cancer-free na yan. Pero yeah, there are times na may recurrence talaga. Sir, di ba kay acute kay sudden ang occurrence? So, ang AML, any age siya ma-happen, either bata or tigulang, yes. Yes, either bata or tigulang, but usually, pag AML, usually it will occur in childhood, pag AML. May AML naman din in adults, pero usually, CML na sa kanila, chronic myeloid. Sir, may touch of AML ba po ba na focus sa basophils? When we are talking about AML in general, okay, automatic na hindi siya technically na focus on basophils because normally, ang basophils, hindi siya makikita sa peripheral blood. Makikita lang siya sa ating bone marrow. Now, in case of AML, there's already an increase of basophils. Okay, so wala siyang sabi, acute basophilic leukemia, wala pa akong narinig na gano'ng sakit. Other questions? May pa ba? Usually, di ba nakikita ang neutrophil sa peripheral blood smear, sir? Yes, ma'am, hindi. Kaya kung makikita mo, tingnan niyo yung CBC result niya sa PE. Ang basophil nasa 0 to 1%. So, okay lang kahit na wala ang basophil na makita, okay lang din na 1%. Greater than that, problem na yun. Like for example, yun nga, allergic reaction, pwede kasi mag-increase. Sorry, allergic reaction. Tingnan niyo yung CBC result nyo. The basophil is only 0 to 1%. Won't you stay with me? Questions pa? Questions? So I guess none. Okay, so next week na tayo mag-quiz for our cytogenetics para post-quiz na siya ng ating neoplasms. Okay, so next week we'll have a class. I'll do my best na maka 7:30 na tayo here. If not, I hope you understand na sinasabay ko na lang kayo sa 8:30. Okay, but I'll tell you ahead of time. Okay, so thank you for coming today. And see you next week. Okay, mag-ingat, iwas COVID. Okay, kasi nakakapagod na mag-PPE na parang